Hello, everyone, and welcome back. In this lecture, I'm going to go over a sample portfolio of emails that I received in my inbox. And I'm just going to go over with you how to go through these emails and organize them so that you can file them in the respective folders on the left side here, or you can take action on them immediately or make a note for them to take action for them later on. So I'm going to kick it off here with this first email here. And we see that this is an email here regarding the career development plan. And this one is from my manager. So what's happening here is that he spoke to his manager and they want the career plan updated today before 12 o'clock lunch. So this has to be updated as soon as possible. And I need to advise him when this should be completed. So what happens is here is that being that this is a very high priority and it's something that's due before 12, in my past experience, this is something that I could do immediately. So what I would do is that I would go away from this email system and just take care of this task right now. Because it's something that I know that I can do within 5 minutes, and I can update that quickly and just send a quick email to my manager and that'll get done. So I can do this immediately. Now, assuming I already took care of this task, what I would do is that I would come back into this email system, and this first task here that's highlighted, since I already completed this, I can just get this off of my email system and I can drag it to my manager folder because this is already complete. So what happens is that we have another email here, and this is in regards to the status reports decks. This is also from my manager, and what happens is that by Thursday he needs my status report deck so that he can present to his management on Friday. So what I want to do is that, let's say, for example, if today is Tuesday, what I want to do is that I want to file this away and make sure I get it done on Thursday so I can have it completed for him before Friday. Now, right now, I'm leveraging Microsoft Outlook 365. And since I want to make this email kind of like a to-do list item, I have an add-in here for Evernote. And on a personal level, this is good for me because I can sync this with my personal cell phone and I can see the tasks that I need to work on immediately. At your office environment, your email system may have functionality where your emails can automatically be generated as to-do items. You can drag it to a to-do list, or you can put it on your calendar to take care of at a specific date and time. What I would recommend there is that just check your email system, the help files within your email system, and just find out how to do that, how to make your emails to-do action items. Now, another thing you can do here is that if you're using a handwritten notebook planner, what you can do here in your notebook planner is that you take this email and you make a note for yourself on Thursday. Just add, you can say something in your planner, something to the effect of, complete status report deck for my manager. And you can write that to-do list item for Thursday on your notebook planner. So that's another way you can do this. But for me, I'm just going to show you how to do this with Evernote. And what happens here is that I'm going to select my email to-dos, and I'm just going to add a remark. And I can say something due on Thursday, and actually today is Thursday, but let's say fictionally due on Thursday 8/6, right? So I'll save this as an action. Okay, this email is still here, nothing has happened, but if I go into my Evernote, okay, you're going to see it here in my email to-dos. This is the folder. This is the reminder I just set up for myself. So if I go in here into the status report decks, see, it's going to say due on Thursday 8/6. So I have it saved here as a reference so I don't lose track of it. And I know that it's due on Thursday. Okay, but again, this type of reminder you can put in a handwritten notebook, or if even better, if you have an email system that tracks this, the to-do lists, you can do that there. Now, since I have this noted here in my particular to-do list structure, what I can do with the actual email, now what I can do is that I can drag this out. So since this is from my manager, I can drag it away and it's out of my inbox. Okay, now this next email here is in regards to finance, and this is an automated message where they're providing me with the previous month's data, and this is just a reference point so that I can leverage this data so I can do this month's cost plan. Now the thing is, I've already done the analysis for my cost plan, so I don't really need this information right now. However, it is informational since it contains data from last month's financials for my projects. So I would like to keep this as a reference. So what I'll do is that I'll just take this finance email and drag it over here to my finance folder. It's there, but it's out of my inbox. Now here's another email here. This is a reminder that the budget plans are due next Friday. Okay, and so since this is a case, this is definitely an action item for me to get my my budget plans done before next Friday. Now, since I have some time here, I have more than a week before this is due. I can plan to do this like maybe next Wednesday or Thursday. I don't want to leave it for Friday since I have time because other stuff comes up next week. So what I want to do is that maybe I can just do this for the Wednesday or the Thursday prior. So I'm going to make this a task. If I go back to Evernote, email to-dos, and I'm going to put here due on Wednesday, and the calendar date will be, that would be the 12th. So Wednesday, August 12th, and I'll put that here. And that's saved. And again, in my Evernote, this is going to appear. So if I refresh this, and this will take 1 second, see you'll see it here, due on Wednesday 8/12, and this is the email context of it. Okay, so now that I have this earmarked and ready to go, I can drag this over to my finance folder. Okay, so the next email here is regarding the PMO processes, and this is regarding a meeting that I attended. And this, again, is more informational. They're just providing a summary of the meeting, and then also here, they're providing a link to the training. So this is just going to be more informational. So I'm just going to drag this over to PMO governance process. And this is process related, so I'm just going to drag that here. Next email up is an announcement that Jack Clark has accepted an executive level position. This is great for him, but for me personally, this is not an action item for me. So I'm just going to drag this over to the company announcements folder right here. I'll let go of that. And next email up is the development of the URL links. So now the developer is mentioning that they're going to move the changes to the quality insurance environment today. Now, my action here, even though this person is going to make the changes over to the QA environment, I have to keep this email here because what I want to do later on today is that I want to make sure that I follow up with this person and I make sure that the changes have in fact been moved to QA. So since this is an item that I have to do today, but doesn't necessarily have to be done now, I'm not going to save it to a to-do list, but I'm just going to leave it here in my inbox. For me personally, this has served me well because what I normally do is that I leave this email window up. I have multiple monitors and I leave this email window up on screen so I can see that this is due today. And even if you don't have multiple monitors, you should be getting notifications on the bottom right when you get emails. So that will take you here and you can see that this will be due today. So I just want to leave it here in the inbox. The next email up is regarding to the software integration project that I'm working on. And this is another email where the development team they're going to move some items into the QA environment, and they're expecting to finish this tomorrow by end of day. So again, there's no action for me on this, but what I want to do is that tomorrow I want to follow up on this and make sure that they did in fact move this to QA. So again, I'm going to save this. And I'm just gonna choose the right folder, email, and then add a remark. 8/7 to find out if moved to QA. And it's gonna save the note, and it'll be in the format that you saw previously there. And what I can do here is that I can move this out into the software project folder here, software integration projects, that's here. So I can move that out of my inbox. Now here's another action here. For my other project, archive and decom project, I need to add Jeffrey Daniels to the resource pool. So again, this is something that I need to do by end of day today. So what I want to do is that since it's due today, I just want to keep it here in my inbox and work on this today. So I know that this has to be done today. Now, next email up is that this is another situation where development on a particular item it's ready to be moved into the quality assurance. And again, they're mentioning that it's going to be moved into QA today. So again, this is another situation where I want to keep this email in the inbox because I want to follow up with this later on. Doesn't necessarily have to be done right now, but later on, as the day winds down, I need to follow up with these people and make sure that they did in fact move it to QA. So there you have it. This was just a small sample of going through your emails, and you can take the form. Your organization can take many forms. You can, like I mentioned, you can take the form of using add-ins like Evernote to manage your to-do list. Another thing that you can do is that you can leverage your existing email system. There should be functionality where you can translate it to to-do lists. I would definitely take a look at your email system and see how you can do that. The last thing, and one that I personally use, to be honest, is a handwritten notebook where you take these items and you write them down in the notebook on the appropriate day. So like, for example, for today's activities, I would make a note of each one of these 3 activities that are due today and immediately get to work on them in the context of the work that needs to be done throughout the day. Then, so what would happen is that you would leverage this process every single morning when you come into the office, try to knock off these emails and quickly note what has to be done for the day, and then also leverage your existing to-do lists, kind of like here, the OneNote. Leverage this so that you know exactly if it's due today or if it's due tomorrow. You can leverage the lists like this. So when you have lists like this, whether it's email or to-dos, this will help you to stay organized and stay on track of what exactly needs to be done. So I found this to be very useful, and I'm glad I was able to share it here with you. So this is going to wrap up this particular lecture on going through your emails. Thanks. Bye.